It's your girl Baby Duck Quack, and what's really good with y'all today. So I'm sure you guys already seen the title. You guys are just like, why are you even talking to us right now? Just talk to us about the story. Before I do that, I would just like to ask, if you have not already done so, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I am really trying to hit 150 subscribers to my channel by December. So if you've already done all those things and you're somebody that watches me as soon as I post, I would just ask that you guys just, share with your friends, share my videos, all of that. Enough of that talking, let's just get right into the video. So this story took place when I was in the 5th grade, and my middle school was a little bit different than a lot of people's. It wasn't even really middle school. For 5th grade in my school, it was still considered elementary. I know some schools consider 5th and 6th middle school, and then 7th and 8th junior high. My school was a little bit different, so I was still in elementary school. So I was in class, and if you guys remember, back in the day, we had to take A&R tests, and you read books for A&R points. You took a test, and that was like kind of like counted as like your reading grade or whatever it was when you were in elementary school. So we had a substitute that day, and I was sitting on the computer, and I wanted to take my A&R test. I want no problems with the substitute. Not saying she was mean or nothing. I just did not want any problems with her. I was not trying to like have to deal with, my teacher coming back and she giving me a detention or whatever the case was going to be. So I was just trying to do my test or whatever, right? So because it was elementary school, but it was like kind of like introducing us to middle school, we had lockers. So let's say the lockers were like behind me. So I had logged into my computer. Every student had their own personal username and password to get into every computer, and I logged in and I had went to my locker. When I had turned back around, this girl, her name was Cameron, that's what we're gonna call her, she was in my spot using my computer. So I'm just going to show you guys what I looked like in 5th grade so you guys could see how I did not look intimidating at all, how I was just like really like chill, really laid back or whatever. So this is what I looked like, and I'm about to show you guys in 3, 2, 1.
Asking for, but you stop making a big deal out of the little things. Let's get carried away.
Okay, so that's what I looked like or whatever when I was in the 5th grade. So yeah, she sat in my spot, and I just politely asked her, okay? I politely asked her. I said, you're in my spot, that's my computer. She was like, okay. And I was like, okay, like, are you gonna move? She was just like, no, I'm not gonna move. And what are you gonna do if I don't? Now, let me just say, Cameron was one of those girls in school. Everybody knows one of them, even as far as elementary school / middle school, whatever you want to call it. Everybody knows one of them girls that just love confrontation. Like, they must just have a really rough home life, whatever the situation is. So Cameron was all about that drama. She was all about that fighting. So she stood up or whatever, and she pushed me into the lockers. Now the whole class is looking. Even the substitute is looking. I felt like the substitute was looking at me like, dang, you just gonna let her do that? So, because she had initiated the first, fighting move, I couldn't just take that, you know what I mean? Because everybody knows, your parents always tell you, somebody hits you, you hit them back. Now, even though the school system don't view it like that, you notice what your parents taught you. And, at the end of the day, if you get suspended, you still don't have to go home and deal with your parents. So she pushed me, and I was like, okay, let me push her back. So before I get into the next part of this story, this is just some advice. Never fight with your eyes closed. You see how my eyes are closed right now? Keep both of them open when you're about to fight, okay? So because it was my first fight or whatever, and I was a little bit intimidated because she was bigger than me and I looked the way I looked, like, I started swinging with my eyes closed. Now, the substitute, before anything had escalated, once I had pushed her back, she decided to interject herself into the fight. And I could just tell by the look of her eyes that she was thinking, like, they do not pay me enough to be doing this. And she basically interjected herself into the fight. Now, let's say, not even let's say, but there was a girl who also interjected herself into the fight. We're going to call her Remote. So Remote jumps into the fight for no reason. Now, Remote was not a teacher assistant. She was not a principal. She had no type of authority over nobody. nobody, the only person she had authority over was herself. So Remote comes in, she basically tries to break up the fight. Now mind you, I'm swinging with my eyes closed, so I'm thinking I'm really rocking Cameron. Like, I'm thinking I'm loving hip-hop in Cameron, I'm thinking I'm WWE Cameron, I'm thinking that, you know, I'm just really like UFC Cameron, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just do. No, I'm really hitting Remote. I'm hitting Remote so bad, like I'm really beating Remote up, but I didn't know this because my eyes was closed. So when I finally opened my eyes or whatever, Remote is on the floor, but I really didn't understand why she was on the floor, nor did I care. The substitute was still holding the girl back, and then security had came in. So they both told us to go to the office or whatever, and I was so scared because I had never been like suspended or nothing. But you know, I'm sitting there as I'm waiting, and then Remote comes into the office, and she has like a black eye, and I'm like, dang, Remote girl, what happened to you? Like, dang, you look like you just got into a fight. She was looking at me like, I did get into a fight. I was like, what? You got into a fight with who? She was like, you was punching me over and over and over again. And I was wondering why, you know, if I felt me hitting somebody, but why did Cameron have no scratches? That's really because I was really knocking Remote out. Like, I was really beating Remote up, like, but it wasn't on purpose, it was on accident. So they basically suspended us both for 2 days, and we actually became cool. And you know, when I see when I see Cameron now, she really cool, you know what I mean? It was all over a stupid computer, but that was like my first fight. I felt really dumb because it was over something stupid, and then to make matters worse, like, I was fighting the wrong person. So yeah, but if you like this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Why don't you comment about what your first fighting incident was? It's your girl, Baby Duck, Quack, and what's really good, because I am out. Bye, guys.
I've been watching for the signs, took a trip to clear my mind. Oh, now I'm even more lost.